What's up, y'all? And welcome back to The Quiet Loud with me, DeAntony Collins. And if you're new here, this is where we take the headlines and pull the thread until the bigger picture shows itself. If you've been rocking with us for a while, though, you already know how we do this. But if you're new to The Quiet Loud, please, before we get started, go ahead and like and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review wherever else you might be listening if you're not on YouTube. But we could really use that. It helps us grow and spread this message, okay? All right, tonight's episode is one that I've been sitting with for a minute. We're watching a movement led by Donald Trump build a political machine that uses surveillance language, loyalty demands, book bans, and coordinated outrage to control what Americans see, say, believe, and ultimately how they behave. War is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. That was Orwell's warning. But the real danger is that while we're looking at for jackboots and telescreens, the takeover might look like push notifications, influencer echo chambers, law and order speeches, and an entire library quietly disappearing off the shelves. So we're going to break it down. From the sirens that shape how we feel, to the stories that rewrite what we know, to the outrage and surveillance that keep it all in motion. And yes, we're going to talk about how MAGA fits into all of it. But first, let's start where we always do, with a little levity, a trending whisper, all right? All right, so a teenage son sitting on the couch with his mom when a sudden flash special news report hits the TV screen. Now he's secretly filming, but she's watching the anchor. And in less than 10 seconds, everything in the room changes. Check this out.
What is going on?
And good morning. We have an NBC News special report.
Oval-shaped object appears in major cities. Gordo, there's something going on!
This critical message is being delivered by the emergency alert.
All right, I'm getting a little nervous
This is
here.
not a test. We interrupt regular
Dear
scheduled
God.
programming to
This world
notify
is-
you of
what the
imminent
fuck?
threats to national
What's going on?
security and public safety.
Gord! This is...
Oh, what is this?
I don't know, but I'm getting nervous. See, I told you guys we needed a fucking plan! We need a fucking... Call Ronnie. Call Anthony! Gordy!
The U.S. government has issued
What is
a national
that?
emergency for the continental United
I'm
States.
afraid. I'm gonna call Nani.
11 multiple
Okay, my phone is not fucking working!
objects of
Okay.
Oh, they're saying aliens.
across major population areas around
What?
these unidentified suspended
Oh, dear God!
1,400
Call Nani right now!
They're saying aliens.
Stop playing around! Hey, Gordy? I'm scared. I'm afraid. I'm afraid! Gordy!
these objects are
What should we do?
extraterrestrial.
Stop sitting on your fucking ass and help me! I told them they're supposed to have some kind of hand crate. We don't have any shit we're supposed to have. We don't have anything we're supposed to have for this emergency!
To neighboring states.
Dom, I don't feel good.
Borders will
Dom, I feel lightheaded.
compulsory health inspection.
Dominic, I feel lightheaded. Is Florida in the danger zone? Just fucking tell us! I can't read this fucking map! Put on CNN! I'm not fucking kidding! I don't feel good. I feel lightheaded.
To investigate the unidentified.
I'm not kidding.
Given the uncertainty concerning these objects,
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I need to go. Come help me!
to cease, all
Oh, fuck!
canceled, and
Dominic?
ongoing flights have been redirected to the closest airport in proximity to their
Dominic.
At this moment,
Stop! Why are you laughing, Dominic?
site of danger zones are urged.
Why are you fucking laughing, you high? What are you doing?
Alright, it's a prank. And it's funny because it's harmless. But the reaction is real. One authoritative voice, one familiar screen, one flash of breaking news. That's all it takes to reorder reality. Orwell knew this. He built his warning around it. In 1984, the book 1984, the party's power rested on controlling not just truth, but the first story you hear. In our world, the story can come through an emergency alert, a chyron scrolling at the bottom of your screen, or a tweet from a presidential candidate or a president who has made lying at scale a political weapon. And here's the thing. Today it's a couch prank. Tomorrow it could be a coordinated messaging blast out of a Trump-led White House using security language as cover. We know fear doesn't need proof. It just needs a signal. And when that signal comes, the machine behind it will already be in place. So let's talk a little bit about the siren and the power of mass alert. See, Orwell called it the telescreen. Trump calls it law and order. Under the banner of national security, MAGA has repeatedly floated plans to expand domestic surveillance, increase immigration raids, and centralize control of information systems in the executive branch. That's not speculation. That's the policy discussions reported by the New York Times and ProPublica. FEMA's Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, iPause, you know that one that shows up on your phone? It just makes the noise whenever there's some kind of a national emergency or a test or something like that. They can beam that right into your phone. That iPause message reached over 360 million devices during its 2023 national test. So it's a powerful tool meant for emergencies. But power like that in the hands of an administration obsessed with loyalty and punishing dissent, that's not theoretical. It is a blaring red flag. So add to that Palantir Technologies, whose contracts with ICE, CBP, and DOD were expanded under Trump's current term. And you have a surveillance infrastructure that could track, target, and amplify narratives at a speed Orwell couldn't have imagined. Trump spent years using security language to justify actions that chip away at civil liberties. Mass deportation rhetoric, proposals for protest crackdowns, floating ideas of national stop and frisk policy, and hinting at loyalty vetting for federal employees. I mean, if you're not kissing the ring, if you're not constantly touting what Trump says, you, yourself, could be on the list. In 1984, the telescreens didn't ask. It told, and everyone obeyed. But in 2025, Trump has push notifications, live broadcasts, and a willing megaphone in right-wing media. So once that siren sounds, the story that follows shapes the world. And now we're talking about truth, which only used to mean one thing. You know, there's only one set of facts is what's real and there's everything else. But in 1984, we had the Ministry of Truth, controlling the narrative. Trumpworld already has shown us its blueprint for narrative control. During his first term, Trump made over 30,000 false or misleading statements, according to the Washington Post. But you were there. You guys heard it. It wasn't just the lying. It was the repetition, the kind Orwell called newspeak. Simple, emotional language repeated until it replaced reality. Terms like witch hunt, fake news, enemy of the people, they weren't just off the cuff. They were calculated framing devices meant to delegitimize every other source of truth. Everything that wasn't being said by Donald Trump. It's classic Orwell, man. Control the narrative. Weaken independent voices and make contradiction feel like treason. Trump and his allies have pushed book bans and curriculum censorship in states like Florida, Texas, and Oklahoma, narrowing what students can read, what teachers can say, and how history is told. According to PEN America, over 4,000 book bans have been documented since 2021, many targeting Black, Hispanic, LGBTQ+, or historical narratives that challenge nationalist myths. That's not just culture war. That's the memory hole, the erasure of an inconvenient truth. Add to the conservative media ecosystem, influencer networks, cable allies, and the state-level political coordination, and you have a narrative machine capable of rewriting reality in real time. Trump himself has publicly denied events caught on tape, from the January 6th insurrection to his own statements on immigration and election. Orwell's line was simple. He who controls the past controls the future, and MAGA is trying to rewrite the past in prime time. And when the narrative is locked in, the rage comes next. In Orwell's book, the 2 minutes hate was the ritual that bound the party together. It was a daily performance of rage aimed at a chosen enemy. You know, we're at war with Eurasia. We've always been at war with Eurasia. Trump didn't invent modern outrage cycles, but he industrialized them. His rallies function like modern 2 minutes hate events. You know, decently large crowds, looping clips of supposed enemies. Emotional chants meant to fuse loyalty through anger. Remember, lock her up. He didn't go anywhere in 2015-16 without that chant being uttered. The target shifts. It goes from migrants to journalists, trans people, teachers, Black people. judges, all to suit his purpose, to keep the base emotionally on fire. Trump has openly called migrants animals, judges corrupt, and reporters the enemy of the people. And when those words echo through right-wing media and social networks, they become accelerants. Pew Research has documented that misinformation and emotional triggers spread significantly faster than factual reporting. You know that whole adage about a lie making it halfway around the world before the truth can get its pants on, shoes on, whatever it is, it's not dressed yet. All right? These cycles aren't random. They're strategic. They create doublethink. People who insist they love freedom while cheering for mass arrests. People who swear loyalty to democracy while chanting to overturn elections. And it works. These outrage loops build loyalty that's resistant to fact, resistant to shame, and resistant to accountability. I mean, it makes you think these people are crazy. You see what they write. You see the things that they write in comments. You hear the things that they say on TV. Orwell described how hatred can unify and blind, and MAGA has turned it into content. And behind the outrage, someone is always watching. Trump has made no secret of his plans to expand surveillance and loyalty vetting if he returned to power. And he did just that. In interviews and policy memos covered by the New York Times and Axios, his allies have floated building a government-wide apparatus to identify and remove civil servants deemed disloyal. We've been watching the news. He's been doing this. Okay? This isn't theoretical, guys. It's happening. That is not democratic language. That is the language of Thinkpol. A thought police enforcing political conformity. Combine that with existing surveillance ecosystem, Palantir, predictive policing programs, commercial data brokers, and Trump wouldn't need to invent a new system. He'd simply need to point the one that we already have inward. And he's doing that. You hear when he says stuff like homegrowns, who do you think he's talking about? You know, he's going to start with the smallest subset of folks. He's going to start with who he calls illegals. He's going to start with the undocumented immigrants. And when he proves that he can do that with little pushback, he'll turn it inward. He'll turn it in on legal immigrants, and then on black people. And then he'll turn it on LGBTQ, whoever. Okay? His previous administration already used the power of the state to target political opponents, okay, journalists, critics. And his 2025 policy blueprint that we all know and hate, called Project 2025, outlines an unprecedented consolidation of executive power, shrinking independent agencies and bringing the federal workforce under tighter presidential control. In Orwell's world, dissent was punished through unpersoning. In ours, it can be done through firing, silencing, surveillance, or algorithmic suppression. This isn't a leap. It's a slope, and we're already on this slope. So we have the siren, the story, the hate, the watcher, and together they make up a machine. And that machine doesn't need to wear jack boots. It can wear a flag pin and a crooked smile. So let's get into one last thing, a couple of follow-ups before we get out of here. It's the shutdown drag zone. This is day 29 as I record of the government shutdown, and the economic toll isn't theoretical anymore. The Congressional Budget Office, or the CBO, projects between $7 and $14 billion in permanent GDP loss, money that won't bounce back once the lights turn back on. 750,000 federal workers are already furloughed or working without pay, and SNAP benefits, the safety net for millions of families, are now about to go unfunded. America is still showing up for work, and Washington isn't paying the bill, okay? While the country tightens its belt, Donald Trump hasn't missed a swing. Yeah, you heard me, a golf swing. According to AP reporting, he's continued fundraising, he's continued golfing, he's even hosting ballroom events, all while the government he leads remains closed for business. It's a modern day Versailles. Chandeliers and string quartets while paychecks freeze. It's a tableau straight out of the Ignorance is Strength chapter of 1984. because nothing says empathy like 18 holes and a selfie on the fairway. But in Arizona, Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva still has not been sworn into Congress. Her seat sits empty, while her district goes unrepresented. The state's attorney general has now filed suit against Speaker Mike Johnson, arguing that the delay violates voters' constitutional rights. And it seems that the Republican conference is kind of ready to follow. Senate Republicans voted with Democrats to block Trump's tariffs toward Brazil, because the prices were not only beginning to hurt cattle and farm industries, but the American consumer as well. But this is how you stand up to Trump's petulance. What can he say to those senators who stepped up and voted with Democrats? He can say plenty. He can promise a primary. But guess what? At the end of the day, the constituents of those Republican senators are going to realize what they were doing there. They were being the lone voices in their conference to stand up for them. And I'm sure they'll recognize it. Okay? House Republicans, stand up to this. Step up. Stop him from withholding at least $3 billion in SNAP reserve funding. Stop him from crippling healthcare, education, and Social Security. Democracy only works if the doors can stay open. And you guys have been on vacation for far too long. So many people are being furloughed or working without pay, and right now you are on a Speaker Mike Johnson sanctioned vacation with pay. It's time to get back to work. The doors of the government are closed, but we're still out here working, and we're waiting for you to wake up. But as the home front stalls, the administration has turned outward. Reuters and independent observers confirmed that the U.S. airstrikes and sea strikes in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, targeting vessels allegedly tied to Venezuela's Maduro regime and Colombia armed groups. Officials call it counter-narcotics. Analysts call it a hair's breadth from an open conflict, a likely unlawful move that could ignite the region, just as the government struggles to feed its own people. In Orwell's language, that's war is peace. Unions representing federal employees have filed suit against the Trump administration over what they describe as mass political firings disguised as shutdown layoffs. The National Treasury Employees Union warns this could be the largest illegal reduction in force in modern history. A federal judge has already issued an injunction, a quiet line in the sand, reminding this White House that loyalty tests are not a labor policy. A paralyzed government, an unfounded safety net, a president golfing through a crisis, a new war teetering off the coast, and a workforce suing for its rights. 1984 warned us about doublespeak, the moment when chaos is called order and neglect is called strength. That moment isn't coming, guys. It's here. We can fight this. We can bring this back. Tonight, we pull back the curtain on what Orwell warned about and what MAGA is already rehearsing. We started with a prank on the couch, one fake alert, one flash of panic, and the way fear can reorder reality. We followed that to the Siren, how power uses security language to justify watching everything. Then the Ministry of Truth, the rewriting, the denials, the book bans, the censorship creeping through classrooms and libraries. And after that came the 2 minutes hate, the rallies, the outrage, the algorithmic fire that keeps the base burning and too exhausted to think. And finally, Thinkpol, the watchers, the loyalty tests, the digital eyes that never blink. Put it all together, and you see the pattern. A movement using fear, anger, and control of truth to build obedience. Not tomorrow, but right now. But here's the part that Orwell didn't write. The part that we get to decide. Because the antidote to silence is voice. The answer to doublethink is clarity. And cure for fear is us. So let's keep paying attention. Let's keep teaching each other. Let's keep questioning everything that doesn't make sense. And let's keep getting loud together. If this episode hit home, please tap that follow button wherever you're listening. A like and subscribe can go a long way on YouTube as well. Leave a rating, share the show, send it to somebody who still believes we can pull this thing back from the edge, and definitely send it to somebody who isn't sure or doesn't think we can. Because the warning is clear, but so is the work. And as always, I'm going to ask you to stay grounded, stay informed, and never mistake silence for peace. I'm DeAntony Collins, and this has been The Quiet Loud. Y'all take it easy.